The Chosen Season 5 continues to lead viewers through the last and most significant period of Jesus' earthly ministry. Jesus' words, deeds, and sheer presence start to upend Judea's religious and political establishment as his notoriety grows. As Jesus and his followers get closer to Jerusalem, and the impending encounter that will alter everything, these scenes depict the mounting sense of urgency, treachery, and hope. The effects of Jesus' growing popularity start to become more apparent in Episode 3. In addition to inspiring hope among the downtrodden, his public healings and teachings have incited dread and animosity among the powerful. The powerful religious council known as the Sanhedrin perceives his increasing strength as a challenge to their rule, and the Romans, who are always on the lookout for disturbances, begin to closely monitor the activities of this supposed Nazareth teacher.
Rome is just living in God's world, inscribing empty phrases on their coins.
Jesus heals a disabled man who has been in pain for decades in front of a stunned audience and under the watchful eyes of religious authorities. Many people consider this gesture of kindness to be a miracle, but the Sanhedrin view it as a rebellion. Jesus immediately challenges their strict understanding of the law by working this miracle on the Sabbath, which starts a series of opposition and planning that will follow him all the way to the crucifixion. The internal conflicts among the disciples are also exposed in the midst of these outside forces. After being delivered from the clutches of evil, Mary Magdalene now has to deal with the intense scrutiny of the public as Jesus' career expands. As protective and impetuous as ever, Simon Peter is more worried, particularly when his wife Eden is pulled into the ramifications of following Jesus. Their individual hardships serve to emphasize the delicate bond among Jesus' closest followers, as well as the very human cost of discipleship. The group's internal strife is explored in further detail in Episode 4, as Judas Iscariot's internal conflict obliquely foreshadows his eventual treachery. Judas continues to portray himself as a devoted disciple, but his personal relationships and shifting allegiances reveal a fatal weakness that others are quick to take advantage of. Every contact is made more suspenseful by his tail arc, which shows viewers how the circle's trust gradually breaks down. Meanwhile, the arrival of Pontius Pilate, the cunning Roman governor, heightens the political atmosphere. Others debate tradition and religion, but Pilate sees Jesus' rising popularity only from a political standpoint. He sees Jesus as a possible danger to the precarious power structure rather than as a Messiah. His presence gives the story an additional level of complexity as political and religious forces converge. Jesus' teachings get sharper and more direct during these episodes. His teachings and parables, which are replete with allusions to the kingdom of heaven, push both his adversaries and his disciples to look beyond the hierarchies of power on earth. However, not everyone comprehends or agrees with the message. Confusion persists even among his disciples. Because they do not understand the spiritual character of the kingdom Jesus proclaims, many people continue to hold on to the prospect of a political revolution. The trip to Jerusalem starts in Episode 5. The disciples are aware that the city is the focal point of their opposition, as well as the core of their beliefs. Despite the tremendous level of anxiety, Jesus maintains his composure and is well aware of what lies ahead. The group's internal conflicts get more intense as Mary, the mother of Jesus, muses over her son's fate with subdued, parental grief, while Simon and Eden face difficult questions about their future. Jesus works another public miracle while they are traveling, giving sight to a blind beggar by the side of the road. The deed strengthens his standing as a prophet and healer, while simultaneously escalating the increasing resistance. As people in positions of authority recognize that they have a shared objective, stopping Jesus before his influence becomes unstoppable, uneasy partnerships start to form between the religious leaders and Roman officials. As Jesus and his disciples make their way to Jerusalem in the closing scenes of Episode 5, there is a sense of dread. The city's imposing silhouette against the skyline represents both tragedy and victory. Betrayal, sacrifice, and salvation are all waiting behind its walls. Faith and terror have accompanied the disciples' trip, and even more difficulty. Episodes 3 through 5 collectively represent A in the Chosen's plot. The show continues to its examination of spiritual truth, human weakness,